Here's a second reason. We love because we owe it to people. People matter to God, therefore they should matter to us. And when we realize how much we needed God's love, we know that we surely aren't the only ones. And if you know that you have received the greatest gift in the world, and then you find out that it's available to everyone, then you owe it to them to share it with them. And the way to do that isn't by being the God squad in the workplace, pointing out all of the spiritual and moral flaws of your non-Christian co-workers and their behavior. Paul warns us in 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 12 and 13. What business is it of mine to judge those outside the church? Are you not to judge those inside? God will judge those outside. So Christians are called to hold other Christians accountable, not non-Christians. And with unbelievers, we are to love them and to pray for those opportunities when we can plant seeds for the gospel. But it won't happen if we have a judgmental spirit. You do it by loving them, regardless of how different their beliefs might be. And so you have to be tactful. You have to be kind-hearted. You have to be patient. You don't go into work tomorrow and say, yeah, I'm taking a poll of all the people going to hell, and I wondered why you are. No, you lovingly lead them to Christ. You don't drive them to Christ. They may have differing views on gay marriage or on abortion or politically or on religious issues. You don't have to agree with them or approve of their behavior, but you've been called to love them. And Paul knows that when we love them with the love of Christ, we have a much better chance of looking like Christ and reaching them for Christ. So look for those opportunities with friends and family, with strangers and acquaintances. I'm thinking about a couple here at church who occasionally they will have an appreciation day for their trash collectors or for their postal carrier. And they'll put posters in their front yard highlighting the name of that individual, and they'll put a gift card in their mailbox for them, and they'll just make it an appreciation day for them. Who does that? Christians should. Christians can. We are to be distinctive through our acts of love. The way to tell people that God's love is available to them is to start by showing them God's love. And I believe that God's gift of salvation through the loving sacrifice of Jesus Christ makes the possibility of eternity in heaven a reality. And if that's true, and it is, then we owe it to the people around us to show them God's love because eternity is at stake. And we ultimately and desperately want them to know who Jesus is and what it is that he's done for them. Colossians chapter 1, verses 28 and 29 puts the emphasis right on Jesus. He is the one we proclaim, admonishing and teaching everyone with all wisdom, so that we may present everyone fully mature in Christ. To this end, I strenuously contend with all the energy Christ so powerfully works in me. So when Jesus is the focus and love is the vehicle, that becomes a potent combination, regardless of the person's past or present. And so we love because we owe it to God, we owe it to people, and thirdly, because we owe it to the world.